Are we live?
Are we good to go? Yeah.
We're live.
Okay, we're going to start.
Suck it to us, Roya.
Well, I'm delighted to welcome.
No, you're not.
To welcome back to the Royals. Quite a double act, and we haven't even started yet, but you'll see what I mean. Jamie Osborne, lovely to see you back. Back by popular demand on the Royals.
I hear you won an award last year following
this year, actually.
Yeah, the episode of the podcast that I was in.
I can neither confirm nor deny that was the reason. Anyway, it's lovely to have you back. Jamie, for listeners who don't know him, is a trainer based in Lambourne, former national hunt jockey, former, believe it or not, Times racing columnist. If you go way back in the archives, you find Jamie's columns.
I'm not as stupid as you think I am.
I don't think you're stupid. I just didn't think they'd allow you to have one. I thought it'd be too controversial.
Yeah, it was.
He can't remember how many Grand Nationals he rode in, he says, but I can tell you that in 1 year, I better get this right or I'll be in trouble. 1996-97 season, you won 131 races. Is that right?
I don't know.
Yes, I think it is.
I have no idea.
But welcome, for the first time, the other half of the double act, Saffie Osborne. Saffie is one of the rising stars of flat racing. She was top jockey in the Racing League for the last 3 years running.
Thanks to me.
Oh, here we go. You sound like one of those parents now that's like, they've only got anywhere because of me.
Well,
it's awful. That's a really awful trait to have.
And off they go. Last year, Saffie became the first female jockey to win a race at Meydan in Dubai on Ouzo. I know it was trained by you, Jamie, but actually it was a fantastic ride. Welcome, Saffie Osborne. The double act, the Osbornes.
I don't think I want to be known as the double act, to be honest.
Tough, you are.
Hasn't there been a double act called the Osbornes before?
They're not as good as you.
They have a U in their name.
Now, you two have just been in America with your horse, Heart of Honour.
Yeah.
And you rode in the Belmont and the Preakness. And for people who don't know, those are two of the Triple Crown American Classic races. We're here on this beautiful day at Royal Ascot. What's the difference between America and coming to a meeting like Royal Ascot?
It was raining in America.
Apart from the weather, Jamie.
I think different atmospheres, but the same sort of excitement. They do racing very differently in America, but Royal Ascot is sort of the pinnacle of worldwide horse racing, and it's where everyone wants to be, and it's sort of, I suppose, the American equivalent of the Triple Crown races. So yeah, very different atmospheres, but yeah, still both are pretty electric.
What would you add to that apart from the weather?
You don't have to be sarcastic and try to be funny all the time, you know that.
You stop bossing me around. I'll say
don't.
Whatever I want to say.
No, this is the truth.
Jesus. Right.
So, I mean, Jamie, coming to Royal Ascot, I mean, we talked a little bit about it last year, but what makes this meeting so special?
Well, look at it. I mean, it's, you know, since the revamp, I think it's the most spectacular venue. It's probably the most recognised meeting globally, anywhere. It takes a very good horse to win here. Everybody wants to be here. You know, in spite of the fact that the prize money isn't actually as good as it should be. Everybody wants to be here. And you see the number of people from around the world that want to buy horses to run here or bring horses from their own nation to be here. There's just something rather special about it. And I think one of the reasons that it is so special is the royal involvement.
We talked a little bit about that last year. The King and Queen are here every day this week. Today, quite excited about his horse in the fifth, trained by Willie Mullins.
Yeah.
He's actually a horse that I galloped a lot when he was at Sir Michael Stout's.
And what's he like?
He's a very talented horse, and I think this trip will bring out the best in him, hence why he's been sent to a jump trainer, because that's probably where his strengths are going to lie. But he's a very classy horse, and the key to this race is being able to settle and obviously stay. It's over 2.5 miles, and yeah, he's got the right temperament and the right attitude to do so, and definitely the right jockey on top in Ryan Moore.
This is why we've got you on the podcast, Saffie.
I
love that Saffie's ridden the horse that's in the fifth. That's fantastic.
I think it's quite sad that the King of England feels that he needs to send it to the Republic of Ireland to have it very well trained.
He is the best.
I mean, what does
trainer,
that say? No, but what does that say about his view of us?
Jamie, or you could argue that it's historic and fantastic that we have an Irish trainer for the first time training for a reigning. That's never happened before, training for a reigning monarch. Anyway, last year we had a little bit from you about what it was like riding for the Queen Mother. Of course, you rode for her for quite a few years towards the end of your career. Is that right?
Yes, I was lucky enough to ride for Her Majesty the Queen Mother.
And we heard about what a character she was, and she did sound like quite a character. And Safi, I know that you rode for the late Queen.
I did, and it's as a jockey, it's an unbelievably special feeling when you get to put on the royal colours.
Can you why? What does it mean?
Because
Yeah, why?
I suppose as a British person, it's such an honour, and especially sort of my grandparents never come racing ever, and they came racing that day because it was such a special thing, and I think any jockey riding will appreciate that. I remember when Tom Marquand won on the King's Horse here, and it just adds a lot of, I don't know, sentiment, because I don't know, it's something about being sort of quintessentially British. But it's just a real honour to put those colours on. There's certain colours that you watch growing up, sort of in racing, the likes of Godolphin, Shadwell, all these amazing huge owners, as well as the Queen. I think I remember sort of growing up, and one of the first Royal Ascots that I really watched was Ryan Moore winning on Estimates.
Yeah.
And it was just the most amazing thing to watch, and her reaction was so
the
incredible.
emotion was incredible.
Yeah, amazing, because a sort of a Queen's Horse winning the Gold Cup at the Royal Meeting is so special, and I think it's just, those are colours that I've watched growing up that have been so successful and so poignant in British racing, obviously, that it was really special to be able to put them on.
Now, I get to see the two of you occasionally together at home at Lambourne, riding out, and behind the scenes, it's quite a fun dynamic most of the time. Can you talk a little bit about how important the relationship is between trainer and jockey, and who gets their way? I kind of know the answer to this, but I'd like our listeners to hear both of your perspectives on this.
What it's like working with your own children. Carry on, Saf.
However much he likes to be sarcastic and tries to be funny,
Sarcastic.
We have a very good relationship, because even when we decide we want to scream at each other or disagree on something,
I can confirm that occasionally happens.
Yeah. 2 minutes later, it's very much, we don't really discuss that, we just kind of move on, and then 2 minutes later is, are you, all good? Yeah, all good. And we kind of move on from that. But
when you're riding in the big races, like at Royal Ascot, obviously we've seen you in Dubai and more recently in those huge races in America, which they were. Is there an added dimension of pressure or pride riding for your father?
I don't think so. I feel completely relaxed riding for him. I think there's something to be said for riding horses.
Because she knows she's not going to get the sack.
No, that's what I mean. That's what I was about to say. There's something to be said for knowing when you have a job, there's always this added pressure of feeling like I need to sort of prove that they've made the right decision in choosing me. With Dad, I feel completely relaxed riding for him, because I know that I'm not scared to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Does
that make you a braver rider?
Yeah, it does. And I think the jockey that rides the best is the one that rides with the most confidence. And I think trainers that fill you with confidence are the best, because you're not scared to make those mistakes. If you do, you're very happy to come in and say sorry.
I was watching an interview that Jamie did during, I think it was the Preakness, and he said, to be honest, I don't really tell Safi what to do or give her any tips, because she does her own thing and she's usually right. Is that fair?
That's the nicest thing you've ever said to me.
I actually fell off my chair when I.
No, but that's not unique to you. I mean, anybody that I employ to ride a horse, if I need to intervene and tell them what to do, then I shouldn't have employed them. You know, I expect them to do the homework, understand what's likely to happen, have every scenario covered. And, you know, as the trainer, I produce the horse to arrive as good as it can be on that day. I don't know how that race is going to run. I don't know those infinite number of little intricacies that are going to occur through that race that are going to influence their decisions. So, you know, who am I to tell them? You know, I remember riding. I mean, there was a direct correlation between the number of winners somebody would train in a year and the amount of instructions they would give you beforehand. It was an inverse correlation. Like the guys that were training a lot of winners employed you and let you get on with it.
Right.
The ones that were not training a lot of winners would pin you down and threaten you. You know, you had to do it this way and whatever. It's the biggest load of rubbish. You know, races, they are professionals. That's what they are paid to do. I tell them what I know about a horse, and it's up to them to then decide how to interpret that and how to ride it. And if I don't have belief in anyone that's riding my horse, I shouldn't be employing them. So it's irrelevant whether she's my daughter or not.
Right.
Thankfully, she's not too bad at it, which...
Not too
because
bad is the Jamie. I mean, she's okay.
I mean, it
She's
would have been
better than
dreadful.
not too bad, Jamie.
That conversation having to sack her because she was rubbish would have been really dreadful. Thankfully, I've never had to have it.
Last year when we asked Jamie about what it was like way back in the day being a jockey in the training, Jamie basically sort of said there wasn't really much training. He didn't really do much, just turn up at the races. That's kind of fair. It's quite different now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the
Did
kind
I
of...
say that?
Pretty much, yeah. Tell me about what it takes to get here to Ascot in terms of sort of mental and physical training.
As you know, obviously having ridden in a race, it's you have even to get your license have to
Very
pass.
underrated rider, Roya.
Yeah, very under. We keep trying to persuade her to get her amateur license out. I'm still pushing for it.
Still thinking about it.
But you have to undergo a fairly physical fitness test. But I think not even that prepares you for how fit you need to be to ride racehorses. It's very physically demanding on certain areas of your body, and I think that you get a lot stronger the more you do it. I think now I'd hope that I'm at a point that no one would ever look at me and pick me out as a weak link.
It's interesting. Well, you've always said, we've talked about it before, we've never really made much, and you've never really made much about being a female jockey, because you've always said, I ride quite like a boy anyway.
Yeah.
But there still aren't. It's still an industry, and it's still a sport dominated by men, both in terms of trainers and jockeys. So being a very successful female jockey, what are the challenges, if there are any?
I think the one thing I would say about female jockeys is a lot of women take longer to get stronger.
Right. And
you can get a license from the age of 16, and it takes girls quite a bit longer to get to that point where you're physically as strong. And I think that probably there's quite a few female jockeys that get written off before they get to that point, and I suppose I was very lucky that
you had me.
I had Dad to supply those rides to allow you to, and if I'm being perfectly honest, I do a lot of work in the gym still. I'd run most days or cycle.
Just like I used to do.
And
not.
But the reality is that you only get really to that really strong point when you're riding every day, riding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 horses every day.
Did you?
And
you've got 3 older brothers, none of whom I think have any interest in horses whatsoever.
Thank God.
When Safi showed a great interest in ponies and then horses, and I know she was great in eventing before she started racing, were you delighted or slightly terrified?
It was a mixture, really. I mean, firstly, she won the genetic lottery because her brothers are 6'4", 6'3", and 6'2", and she's 5'2". So
you need to stop
are you
saying
going to add
this.
a half?
No, he keeps saying I'm 5'2". I'm currently standing taller than him.
yeah, we got
Yes,
those
I've got
girl
not
shoes
not
on.
very tall high heels. I'm 5'5".
You're an
thank
athlete. You shouldn't be wearing those
I'm
shoes.
5'5".
Okay.
Don't shrink her, Jamie.
Okay,
Don't shrink me 3
she's
inches.
a fair bit
It's a big
shorter than her
difference.
brothers.
She is.
Her mother is from a long line of very tall Irishmen, Kerryman.
Right.
And
Kerryman.
the boys have all taken after that side of the family, and she's taken after my side of the family. So if she'd wanted to be a jockey and she'd had the wrong mixture of genes, she'd have been completely unable to do it. So that was the first thing. And then I think growing up with 3 elder brothers, who our house is not...
For the faint-hearted.
I can confirm that is
wouldn't
true.
necessarily be the most PC upbringing.
Can also confirm that is true.
It's very competitive.
No.
We say
Osborne's competitive.
yeah, we say it as it is, and so this accidental child, which we didn't mean to have,
Can I just say, I was born 9 months the day after his first Royal Ascot winner, since we're here.
and it only won a short
There
head.
you go.
And oddly, the horse was called Irony, and had it not won a short head, Safi would not exist.
Right. Well, thank goodness
Thank
for
God
you.
it did. Yeah, thank
Pat
God.
Edry rode the horse. He was totally brilliant on it. So whatever the child was going to be, I wanted to call it Pat, because it was really down to him. So she should really be Pat Osborne.
Well, I'm glad you're Safi.
Me too.
When you're training a horse, do you have jockeys in mind? I mean, do you know instinctively that
Yes, Safi Osborne. Yes, I have no choice.
And when you're when you have when you're at Royal Ascot, when you're at the Belmont or the Preakness, is it extra special? Do you have to say that it is having her on board?
Look, I don't want to say this in front of her, but it's a
Wait, I think there's a rare compliment coming, Safi.
No, it's not going to be a compliment.
Uh-oh.
I just say that I think to breed a child who is good at this job, and I have total confidence in that my whole life's work is getting chucked out there onto a race course, and I'm entrusting somebody that I've bred to actually
do the job,
carry this whole thing through for me. Yeah, it's wonderful.
Is there extra pressure knowing that?
I think
there was a lot of pressure on me when I started, when I started giving her rides, because clearly I don't own all these horses, other people own them, and I'm trying to promote her. And initially, like every jockey, she wasn't very good.
Did you get a lot of sort of nepo baby thrown at you?
Total.
I don't really care.
You don't know what that means, Jamie.
It
I do.
doesn't really.
It's nepotism. I've heard of that word.
It doesn't really bother me because I know how hard I work, and I know I'm good enough, and I think if I was feeling substandard and I felt like I was getting these opportunities not because I was good enough and just because he was my dad, I think I might feel like that, but I don't. I get a lot of satisfaction out of riding dad winners, and I like even sort of the UAE Derby this year in Meydan. He legged me up and he patted me on the leg as I got up, and I don't know. It was something. There was something really.
You looked
special.
terrified. Was it quite reassuring?
No, it was. I wasn't terrified.
I was terrified.
I wasn't terrified in any way. It was just I know how hard it is to get horses to meetings like that and meetings like the Royal Meeting. It makes it so extra special when you're there.
Yeah.
And for me, obviously, like I've been very lucky to ride good winners for lots of different people, and. But for me, riding big winners for dad is just so extra special because I've seen everything that's gone into it for the last 23 years.
Yeah.
And I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is.
You're 23?
Yes, I'm 23. And I know how hard it is to come across a good horse. Like there's certain parts of it that are luck.
Is there a particular horse of your dad's that you've loved riding more than any others? Would it be Uzo or?
Uzo was very special. I think for me, a horse called Raising Sand. He wasn't necessarily the best. Yeah, he wasn't necessarily the best, but I think he won 5 heritage handicaps, mainly at Ascot.
He was your first big winner, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was my first big winner. He was an Ascot specialist, and Ascot's somewhere that I've been coming. I used to sneak out of school sort of to come on the Tuesday and Friday.
I bet you encouraged that.
I think it was quite funny. I remember when the first Royal Ascot winner of dad's that I witnessed was a horse called Defrocked in the Britannia, and I went into school on the Friday morning, and my house mistress called me in and she said, "Safi, I really liked your dress on the telly yesterday."
Where the hell were you?
after there was the pictures of him watching it and I'm behind him sort of jumping up and down.
So you
when
didn't
he
even
won.
try and pretend you were somewhere else.
We have a chance of winning the Britannia again on Thursday.
So which horse is that?
A horse called the Fingal Raven.
No, you both love that horse.
Yeah, and I think on the television coverage of that day there is a shot of Safi about this big when we won it before with Defrocked. Would that be 10 years ago?
It was 27. No, longer. 2015. 2016.
Yeah, so let's call it 9 or 10 years ago. It'd be really fantastic if we did win this race on Thursday, if they could cut those two things together, because on the television there's a picture of me jumping down like a lunatic and this little child skiving off school in a silly hat, sort of jumping and bashing the thing.
We're going to keep our fingers crossed for that.
It would be quite funny to compare those two if we were lucky enough to win this race on Thursday.
How many runners do you have this week?
7.
And is Safi riding all of them?
No. I've jocked her off a couple.
Well, no, that's a lie.
You've got other rides.
I've got other rides.
Jamie's version is he's got you off.
No, that's not true.
The truth is she's riding for other people.
No, she is riding for other people, but of my 7 runners, there's 2 races where I've got 2 in the same race.
Right.
So obviously, clearly she's good, but she can't ride them both.
She's not that good.
She's not
No, me,
that
I would
good.
have picked wrong.
Who gets the pick of that? You or your dad?
I think it was both those races were. I think one of them was a fairly obvious choice, which one I'd pick in the Hunt Cup tomorrow.
Right.
And the other one, I was slightly on the fence about both, but I think that's the other added bonus of I know these horses so well. I ride them in the majority of their work or ride in the work with them, so I get to see them both a lot. So
what would having an Ascot winner mean to you, Safi? I know that it's still eluded you. It's only a matter of time. You have a long career ahead of you. What would an Ascot winner mean?
Well, she needs to hurry up. It might
yeah,
not be that
I'm not, all the jockeys in the weighing room keep taking the mickey out of me because they always keep joking that my strike rate at Ascot is phenomenal, but then they go, no, Safi, this is Royal Ascot. Your strike rate at Royal Ascot is really bad. So I haven't had a Royal Ascot winner yet, but
2025, it's your year.
2025 is the year, I hope, but it would be unbelievably special. I think sort of Group 1 or any handicap at this meeting equally means as much. It's, just I suppose every European jockey, probably around, even sort of jockey worldwide, dreams of riding Royal Ascot winners, and it's where you want to be.
When you know you're riding in front of a crowd that includes the King and Queen, does that make any difference to when you're riding? I mean, are you aware of that?
It's probably not something I'm thinking about when I'm getting on the horse, but
unless it's owned by the King and Queen.
Yeah, unless I was stood with them in the parade
Ooh,
ring.
His Majesty's watching
Yeah,
me.
I'm looking up to the royal box, checking if they're watching me. No, it's obviously not something but I think when you look back on it, it's obviously something that's incredibly special. And I think just the whole atmosphere around this meeting, like when you come back in and you see the crowds, and I think Ascot some days on a normal sort of on Royal Ascot Trials Day, for example, on a Wednesday, it kind of feels like it feels very empty. And then you get to the Royal meeting and it's absolutely packed full of people, and you're sort of cantering down to the start, and you look, because if you glance over to the grandstand you can't see any part of the floor, it's just hats, and it's a very special place, and there's just a really magical feeling about it.
Do you get to have a proper do you get to have a very good time after you finish riding each day?
Saturday night.
Saturday night, okay, it's all about Saturday night.
It's all about Saturday night.
Okay, well listen, it's an absolute joy to have you back, Jamie Osborne.
Is it?
It's an absolute, yes it is, back by popular.
Good.
It's a joy to have you with us for the first time. I hope you'll join us again.
No, thank
I
you.
hope 2025 is your year, for your first, I've got confidence.
Me too.
I love occasionally riding out with you, so can we ride that again soon, please?
Definitely.
You actually talk better than I thought you would. Actually, not bad. Okay, well, congratulations on your award-winning podcast.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah. Yes.
Nice to be a very small
And
part
I
of
can't
it,
wait
Roya.
for you to have your amateur license.
That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Will you help me?
Yes, obviously.
Okay. I'll try maybe and do it maybe. Listeners and viewers of the Royals, that is the challenge for next year. Thank you both so much for joining us, and have a great rest of the week. Good luck.
Went on a
Thank
bit,
you.
didn't it?
That's just you.